When you hear that boom, boom, boom.
Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome to this episode of Jurassic Park Evolution 2. That's what it's called. And Evolution 3 is coming out as well. You can pre-order it now. I'm going to wait off on that. I did pick this up for $2.99 during the summer Steam sale, which was amazing. Glad I didn't pay $60 for it. It's good. It's really good, but I didn't even know this existed. Honestly, I was thinking I wanted to jump back in and play some Planet Zoo, which is really cool. It's an obsessive kind of game where you can learn so much about all these different species and create the ultimate habitat for each of them, and then provide guests with the perfect zoo experience. Very, very cool. But I always thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could go just a step further? Not even realizing the same company, Frontier, made this game. So Jurassic World Evolution 1, and this is Evolution 2. Maybe the first one's just called Jurassic World. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And then Evolution 3 is coming out. So here we go. I'm going to try to recreate the Jurassic Park original experience here. And what's cool is when you start, you can you can use the Isla Numbar and the graphics from the original game. So what I want to show you is how to get started. If you're interested, $2.99. Now, if you're at all interested, now's the time to pick this up, even if it sucks, even if you hate it. It's $3. So, Isla Numbar. I'm going to skip this and get right into, look at this. This is what you are given. Now, it's not unlimited. You don't have access to the entire island. It's kind of only this particular area, and it's close to the original map, just slightly different. So how do we get started? Well, that's the waterfall where the helicopter, and by the way, the real waterfall is in Hawaii. You can actually take the helicopter and do that drop down thing where the helicopter lowers down, just like they did in the movie. If you haven't seen it, that's how they get to the island to begin with. They have to drop down pretty quickly, theoretically to avoid drafts or something, updrafts, bad wind, so they have to drop quickly, and then they land. On the map in the game, in the movie, it's kind of flipped the other way. So they land here outside the gate area, and then they enter the park this way. This particular map is kind of flipped, although I could certainly build it this way. And so what we want to start off with is an operation. Have an arrival point. The arrival point has the helipad. First thing I do is I hit shift so that the rotating does not snap. I can rotate it freely 360 degrees. And then I actually so I watched part of the movie again yesterday just to kind of get a feel and get the right angles and everything. So the helicopter kind of comes in and lands about here, and the view you get with the helicopter is like, and there's the helicopter right there. Okay. All right, sounds good. So secondly, there is a gate. In the movie, there is, they land, they walk out, they get in a vehicle, and they go through a double gate. And I'm not going to worry about scale and exactness. It just needs to be similar. So I'm going to go to path, and I'm going to choose a wide path. That's a main thoroughfare. That's pretty wide, but just my wide path. So where does this road come from? Well, first let's make a path that comes out from the arrival point, And then the vehicles obviously have to come from somewhere. So I'm going to punch them this particular direction. And I can go to the very edge, and that's it. I can't go outside the building. That's the map. That's the size of the map. You can see that border. I can't build outside of that in this particular map. So we want it to look like that road comes from somewhere, right? So the vehicle comes in and picks up people and then heads out. So I don't know if this is a big circular thing or if it's just a straight thing. That is kind of weird. That should be like a corner, like a turn right here perhaps, but they come in, turn, pick up the person and turn. I don't know. I'm not sure how I could make that look any better. Maybe shift, maybe I do want curves here. Not an expert at how they make these curves work. But if you want to delete, you hit delete key and just click on what you want to delete and you hit escape and go back to what you're doing. I just want to see if maybe the curve thing is the way to go. It looks pretty good, and I even wonder if I should delete that. And now that I have curved, if maybe they should curve out of here too, right? So beep, and then straight's fine. To the let's hit shift. So get rid of the. I don't want curve now. Get rid of the curve. No. Oh, I have to delete that. Looks like. Okay, and then back to straight to the edge, right there. Okay, now that's fine. They pick up and then they're going to come out that way. I think that works good. Back to curved because I think escape. I think we want. Oh, we could probably go straight from here. It's fine. A little curve and then maybe a curve this way. Just slight. So this is all just design elements here. But I think that looks fairly cool. I wonder if I could even, I really should do, I mean, oh, Mr. Johns, the struggle is real when you, when you struggle with, I hate to say perfection, when you struggle with, perfection. Symmetry and all this stuff needs to be, see, that's off. Oh, it gives me a line, but still not perfect. But I'm wondering if, okay, stay with me here. If you've watched any of my videos, you've dealt with this, Mr. John's isms before. It does give me a line. That's great. Look at that. So it gives me a fairly perfect circle. Now my path is a little bit off. It's all good. It's all good. At some point, you do have to call it good, and I am able to do that. So that allows for the cars to come back and go in this direction, and then this particular road would connect. It's gonna have to, let's come off of this one and connect. That's what we want to do. And we want to connect here, or here looks good, like right there. So I think that looks decent. So, okay, so then how do we make it so this doesn't look like it goes nowhere? So we're going to go to decoration and choose trees. And then we're going to put a couple of these big trees, almost like it's a tunnel. You can't really see back in there. So it's just a scenic, it's a scenic entrance. And then down here, maybe some lower, because we're trying to hide, here is what we're trying to hide. And so we need just, just multiple bushes in here, big ones, I would say. Even if it's sort of crowded back in there, it doesn't really matter. Let's see how that looks. So that is, you can, I mean, you can kind of, if you're looking, you can kind of tell it ends, but you're not going to ever be right there. So I think from this angle, what I'll be looking at all the time is a road that just goes maybe into a tunnel. All right, so now what? This is where we're going to get a little bit tricky, and this is where I'll end the video today, is how the heck do you make, this is a good place for the gate too, I think. I'll show you, this is an issue. Let's see, shift makes it straight again. Maybe I don't want it straight. Maybe I do want some kind of natural, just kind of curves. So, okay, so here's the issue that people have had. You can't put, I could put the gate here. It doesn't have to be here just because it's, that's fine, it's fine. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. So under enclosures, if you go to gates, you cannot put a gate and a path together. So if I build this gate, let me rotate. And this is a double gate, just like in the movie. The car enters, it's a little bit small, but the car enters one gate, it closes, and then the second gate opens. It's a safety thing. So you, both gates are never open at the same time. Now, how the heck do I, look, you cannot build, you can't drive through a gate. The game wasn't designed for that because these are enclosures for animals. Yeah, but what if I want a gate for my cars? Well, they didn't think that through. There is no option for that, which is sad. Hopefully in Jurassic Evolution 3, that'll come up. So that'll be fixed. So let me show you a fix if I can get it right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back out a couple of these pieces. I'm going to go with a decoration, and I'm going to choose a ugly storage container, like train container, and I'm just going to click it right here. This is a get around, a do around, a funny fix, a way to do this. So why am I even doing that? Well, I'm going to put something on the ground so the ground isn't messed with when I go to environment and then raise terrain. I want to lower the terrain. So I'm going to click around this thing. Interesting, right? I wonder if I can do better than that. I can do better than that. I have an idea. I'm going to go back to, no, too much. I'm going to go back to raise. Okay, and let's go back to flatten. Okay, let's just make it good again. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, because I think I need to put the decoration off to the side, and I'll tell you why here in a second. So now back to environment, and then go to lower, because I want it lower right here, not around. Where I need it low is right there. So here, if I can get this to work, I've only done this a couple times. I'm going to go back to the gates. I'm going to choose this double gate. I'm going to rotate it so it's interesting, right? So it'll sit anywhere in here. I think right there is fine. I'm going to click. So it'll, no, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Let's go back to lower environment. Lower. Okay, lower. Awesome. I forgot to put in the path. So what I want to do is put the path in here. Just straight out that way. All right. Definitely not flat. Okay. Then we're going to go back and put the gate in. And that's our gate. The gate should float over the top. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, should float over the top. Click. Now what happens is the game levels the terrain, and we've already painted the path under the as part of the terrain. And so it's a little trick. It's like, so look at that. It puts it, that is the only way that I've figured out how to make that happen. So now it looks like you have to drive through this double gate. Now, is it, you know, is it flat? No. Can we fix that? Can we, let's make sure we don't delete any of the path under. Even that might be, nope, that's good. So let's go to, let's see if we can level the terrain back out. So we're going to go to environment, level. My friends, it's so fun when there's a way, when you find, and that's a Jurassic Park quote. Nature finds a way. So this is pretty much all leveled out here. And it will look so much better, maybe not perfect, but better when I connect to that. Look at that. It does dip a little bit, not a problem. I mean, I probably could have done better. It's all good, and it will continue into the park. So this is where the dinosaurs are going to be. And what we want to do is go into the enclosures and choose the probably the powered. I mean, I'm thinking we probably should have powered. Let's see, we don't want curve here. We want straight gates, I think. Shift, no curve, no curve. So we're just going to go straight into the jungle. I wonder how far I can go. Probably just right to the edge. So right to the edge, close enough where they can't. I mean, that's kind of scary. Where they can't get. I don't know how big of a gap there is. You know what I mean? I think it goes right to the edge. So that means it should be good. And then same thing over here. We're going to put electrified fence. To escape first and then go. There we go. We're going to put electric fence this way, right to the edge. Come on. And it has to be right to the edge, like that. And then, I mean, that doesn't look like it. It looks like little velociraptors could squeeze through there. But now, to give it the illusion there again, we need to go into decorations and trees, and we need to hide the gate. It should look like it just goes into the jungle. And I can't build out there. So we're going to need to do our little trick here again. This is kind of the biggest tree we have. But as a matter of fact, let's get rid of that little guy. Because we need to use every big tree we have. So it looks like that fence. I can't build out there. I wish I could. I wish there was more. I can't. Yeah, you can kind of see that gate, that fence does not continue, but I assume there's also alpine stuff too. So there's all kinds of different types of trees. I think I chose all biomes. So this is not really jungly. Yeah, desert stuff. I probably shouldn't do that. Mediterranean's fine though. These trees would be great. They'll blend in just fine with this stuff. So I think that if we do enough, so you really can't see like this. Let's not put, oh, we can rotate trees too to give them a different look. So we're trying to hide that gap right there so you can't even see that thing. And then let's go maybe a couple different trees here, give it some variety. So if you were looking, you wouldn't even notice tree. Let's go. Okay. You wouldn't even notice. Can't hide that back there. You can't even see the edge of the tree. So you can see we're going for the illusion of, which is great because as you, now let's also decorate this side so it doesn't look silly that that side is so thick in the jungle and this side's not. So as you come out and drive from the visitor center here, you would go out through this double gate into the park. So that's exactly, and it should look, tropical and fun. And I could even put, I don't think there is one, but I could even put a like a sign, welcome to, you would think that's where it would be. And here are your options. So of course we want, now these are like T-Rex, I think. These label helipad. That's kind of cool. So there's a helipad sign. And I don't know if I really need that. It's probably not in the movie, but I don't know. Helipad this way. Helipad. Helipad. Oh, there should be a, no, you go through. You don't, I was going to say there should be a path to the helipad, but I think you go through the building anyway. So we'll just put helipad there, a little insignificant, really, detail. What I really want is like a Jurassic Park sign. Oh, there's, that one's pretty cool. As soon as you get off the helicopter, this is the entrance, and it's not the. This is not where the. This is not where the ride starts. So that's kind of cool. See if I can get a little bit closer to that, so we can really see up close. So it's not the Jurassic Park logo, but it's the island. Let's go over here and see if there's an anything else. There are flags. What is this one here? So my intention at first, that's interesting, was to recreate exactly. Oh, that's cool. I like that one better, for sure. I don't know if I need both. I don't think so. I think that one is really cool. Jurassic Park. It's cool. My original intent was to try to copy the movie exactly, and I don't know if that's even possible, but I'm just going to go with the concept, right? So waterfall, land, road system looks realistic, double gate into the park, and entrance. I think that's fine. I don't think I need any other. Let's just look at decorations again just to see what else there is that could be a little slow. My computer has been slow. Okay, this is the big flag that fell down at the end of the movie. It's in the visitor center over the top of the T-Rex skeleton. This is just a flag version of it, which maybe on this side wouldn't be so bad. Let me see if I can rotate it and if you can read it that way, facing in. And do we need something over on that side? When dinosaurs ruled the earth. And all these other things are also interesting. Oh, that's a small one. That's just a small little guy. So, no, I don't. I mean, this is like the corporate. No, this is not the corporate entrance. Everybody lands here. So, what would you want people to see? Jurassic Park. That needs to be more massive than that then. I mean, probably that one is the good one. So we'll go with this. I don't know which way it should hang. Maybe this way. And it's on the opposite side, somewhere over here. Click. Okay. So there we go. That is, okay. That is the entrance. And I think in the movie there's not a lot of decoration. They just get into the park and the movie starts really from there. So anyway, that is how I'm going to start the map. And I've got a landing pad for the helicopter. The vehicles, I don't think I can just choose. I wish I could choose vehicles. That's not really a thing, like a decoration. That'd be my suggestion to the developers, would be to have vehicles as a section here. Now, these are all different decorations that include all kinds of different things, lighting effects, walls, sculptures, etc. So here's this is the big famous gate, but of course we're going to save that for the ride. And if you rotate it, you can see what I mean. That's the big gate. It should have the gate should be on the inside of that. I'm not sure why it's not. It doesn't even look like an option. A sculpture to somebody who's John Hammond statue, and different dinosaurs, which is cool. These are definitely nice touches, and would not be bad if this whole center was a big decoration celebration of dinosaurs. And maybe that's what we should do here. Instead of putting them in you can't decorate inside the visitor center, I don't think. So this might be a cool place to decorate. And so, yeah, as you enter, you come in and get on the vehicle. This would be all decoration, really cool, and then out the gate. So, all right, I'm going to stop here for this episode, and then next time we'll take this up, I believe. And then also we need to put the perimeter gate around the outside of the park to keep those dinosaurs, those pesky dinosaurs in, at least in an attempt to keep them in. So if this is an interesting game to you, pick it up or come back and check out my second episode where we take this a step further. Have a great day. I'll catch you later. For now, Mr. Johns is out.